What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Sorry. Somebody tweeted at me. I didn't understand what he's talking about. All right. Yeah. Let me get my notes pulled up here and we will get Owen. We got a good day of baseball today. We got college baseball actually starting like right now. Get to pay attention to none of that no run first inning junk that we had to mess with last time. Let me hit the record button and we'll get going. Tired of having to hit the record button though, that's for damn sure. Over the audio. I didn't even post the podcast yesterday. It wouldn't upload. That's so annoying. What's up and welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab, your number one gambling podcast for quick picks. I am your host as always. Today, recording on the audio as usual. We are also live on Twitter, live on YouTube. So if you're live on Twitter, you can comment in there. I can see the comments just like I can on YouTube. Got a little emoji guy here I can pull up on the screen. So live on YouTube, live on Twitter. Say hi on both. The more interaction we have, the more we can talk about. I don't always have plans to talk about certain games, but sometimes I end up saying something because somebody asked about it. I've looked at the majority of them. I actually really like today. But if you're watching on Twitter, do me a favor and retweet the post. There's that little video post. Just pull it down, hit the retweet, or it says even share within there, I believe. Do that for me, please. If you're watching on Twitter and you like the show, come on over to YouTube, where I am live every single day at 11:30. And once again, for those that are listening to the audio side, I am getting very close to more than likely being done doing the podcast as a separate audio standalone. So please do me a favor and reach out to me at Live Joe Bets or on YouTube at Lunchtime in the Lab in the comments, however you want to do it. Try to let me know that, hey, yeah, I do watch it on just audio. I'm talking Spotify, Google, whatever. Of course, people watch it on the recorded version because they're not live on the podcast or, for YouTube. Like, that's cool. Appreciate that for sure. That's certainly the better option. But like I said, it's kind of turned into a pain in the butt. And, certainly have other things I could do instead of trying to goof with it because it's been acting kind of weird. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it here, guys. Let's pull the notes up. Like I had said, I said in the Discord, and I'll say it here again. If you guys have home run lottos, ideas for a home run lotto, I only probably have one guy that, kind of jumps out at me today, maybe two. Make sure, you save them and we'll put it together at the end. We'll try to put together a home run lotto as we usually do. But today's Friday. What's that say? What's that? Happy Friday. I think they listen to it on the audio side, not watch. Yeah. Well, I think you're being sarcastic. Do what I say? I said it backwards. Hey, I got a lot going on. I got a lot of screens in front of me. Anyway, today is 5-3. Before we get into today's plays, take a look back and see what we did yesterday. We had ourselves a nice 2-1 day. The Red Sox, unfortunately, the Red Sox are not friendly for the podcast here. For whatever reason, I have a hard time getting the Red Sox right. We have leaked that Clemson game just started. That's probably why. Cubs first 7-team total over 2.5. It was a little scary for a second, but Morel hit that home run for us and we cashed that one, so it felt good there. Red Sox money line, that missed. It was, what was it? 1-1 the entire game. And then you had one bad egg come in and the bullpen blows it, which seems to definitely be the case here recently. Man, bullpens have been just rough, tough bullpens, even with some college baseball we did yesterday. I mean, like, blow it in the top of the ninth kind of stuff, and you get a bunch of walks and everything. Then the Guardians and Astros over 9. That series has been great to us. Started out pretty sweaty, but we got it done. Astros just, man, Astros haven't been able to hit in runners in scoring position, to be honest. That's what's killer. I mean, they were 1-8 runners in scoring position in the first 4 innings or something like that. They were hitting the ball hard, but man, Andre, him Jimenez or whatever it is, second baseman, just camped behind, the bag at second base, and they were just hitting everything to him. It was crazy. Anyway, that was our third positive day in a row. So we'll get into plays here. Obviously, if you don't count the even day that we had a break even day. So obviously that's no win or loss really. So we're not gonna pretend that didn't happen. So we are now 3 days in a row of winning. Obviously looking to make it number 4 here. So we'll get into it. I don't have Clemson in trouble early already. I don't like that. That Burris dude for Georgia Tech, I think he's like a true freshman. That guy's good. That's a good baseball player right there. Burris for Georgia Tech. I think he's their second baseman. No, I don't know what position he plays. He is a freshman though. That's crazy. Patrick Corbin Day. Daniel Allen, how do you determine your picks? Well, I share what I think about it, but I mean, a lot of it is just kind of just every day, especially in baseball. It's all about pitcher matchups. I mean, there is no other sport outside of MMA that is a one-on-one matchup. It's about how the pitcher is going to respond to the batter, or how the batter responds to the pitcher, how the pitcher presents himself or whatever. So that is 100% where you need to start. And then after that, it's just kind of looking at trends and stuff like that, and then just knowing, hey, last time this person faced this team or whatever, this happened. All right. So anyhow, speaking of Patrick Corbin Day, let's go ahead and get into it. I had to consult the resident, Blue Jays fan and our boy TJ Parker in the chat here on Twitter. And he told me exactly what I feared and what I knew, but I didn't. I already had my mind made up, and we're gonna run the Blue Jays first 5 team total. Look, the Blue Jays bats have been cold, but it's Patrick Corbin Day, and you have to play it. You have to fade him. I skipped it. 2 starts ago, or maybe the most recent. I can't remember. I skipped it. His last start. So we were on him. We've been on him, I mean, constantly. Like, we've been on Patrick Corbin Day, winning. Dude just gives up runs and walks and hits and, whatever. It hasn't been looking very good. We were on him against the Dodgers. He pitched amazing against the Dodgers. Of course, that's going to happen. What do they say? Like a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, or some baloney like that. But... And then it comes up against the Marlins, and I'm like, you know what? He just pitched good. I'm nervous. The Marlins offense isn't that good. So we passed on it. What happened? The Marlins scored 6 runs in the first inning. It would have been the easiest cash of Patrick Corbin Day that we would have had on the podcast, but we skipped it. So that's college baseball right there for you. The Clemson pitcher just balked and moved guys to second and third. And then there's going to be a watch. I'm going to continue to talk about Patrick Corbin Day, but I guarantee there's going to be a wild pitch and they're going to give up the first run. That's how college baseball goes. It's so frustrating. Let's see. I know the Blue Jays bats haven't been strong, but we get a lefty here that has control issues. Patrick Corbin 0-3 to start the year so far with a 6.82 ERA. He's over this number in 5 of his 6 starts so far this year. That one time against the Dodgers, lo and behold, against the Dodgers, man, he pitched really well. He's given up 7-0 against the Dodgers, 5-7, 4-4 so far this year. There isn't a whole lot to say, here. The guy just gives up a lot of runs, and when he starts, it's more profitable to just fade him almost blindly than it is to, back him in certain spots, and there's some pretty good familiarity here too. Justin Turner, dude's been hitting really well to start the year. He has 16 hits in his career against Patrick Corbin. He bats .381 in his career against Patrick Corbin. He's got 4 doubles, 2 home runs on 42 at bats. So he has a lot of familiarity. We also talked about how well Justin Turner is hitting lefties so far this year. Justin Turner is batting .500 against lefties this year. Really, really well. His total bases at like -130. Not a bad look, to be honest, I think there. the Blue Jays really just don't have many lefties in their lineup to begin with. So we don't have to worry about like a righty, them deploying like more righties or having too many like lefty matchups, as they just really don't have that many lefties. So they have a righty primary lineup, at least from what I've seen. Once again, like I'm not like a heavy fan of, I do have a Blue Jays hat, but what was I going to say? Oh, but they do have a slightly better batting average against lefties than they do righties. The fact of the matter is, I think you can play this in multiple ways. I mentioned I'd asked TJ, who's a fan of the team, and he was thinking first five or the money line or something along those lines, probably first five. But at that point, it's juiced. You're looking at minus 140 or something like that. So minus 140 even for the what's it called, the three-way. I think even if you pushed, I think it's still like minus 140. So they have the assumption that they're going to be up. I like Blue Jays on the money line. In the Discord, I do have a play cooked up that one of the legs is the Blue Jays money line. Kikuchi has been fantastic outside of one bad start that he had. The guy's been looking really good. If you look at his like expected ERA to what his ERA is right now, he's not like performing outside of his means or anything like that. So he's pretty much like dead on realistically. And then there you go. TJ says the top four guys in the lineup are all righties, and they will probably only have two lefties, which is not bad. It's okay. Some lefties hit lefties really well. It is just wise. There's just some lefties like Jock Peterson. If there's a lefty pitching, that guy's not in the lineup. He doesn't play. So first play is going to be the Blue Jays first shot team total over 2.5. I will say, if this is your first time watching, I normally have like a graphic or something where like I can go like with like a smaller box. Like I kind of come down to the corner. This is the background. That's the background I have for the Boys of Spring podcast, which, speaking of that, actually, speaking of two things real fast, before I get too far and I lose people, Boys of Spring podcast, it's let's go, baby. Clemson leadoff home run. We on the board, 1-0. Chuck, man, you think just like me. Yeah, I do like that. What was I talking about? Oh, Boys of Spring podcast. We will more than likely record it tonight instead of being live tomorrow. That is the UFL gambling podcast. That's the XFL and the USFL merger. So if you find yourself missing football, Ty the College Guy has been Ty the College Guy has been fantastic at betting the UFL. We have been very close to hitting a 4-leg lotto. Me and him have been collabing on some player props. ESPN Bet actually has player props for that league. I meant to text him earlier. I texted him actually just before the show here, but we may even do a 4-leg, a little parlay on ESPN Bet, for player props there or whatever. So FYI, for tomorrow, we'll have that show. Also, tomorrow's show is not going to be live, unfortunately. I am still going to have this exact same content. I'm just not going to have that interaction with the chat because I will not be live. So if you guys are in here and you want to talk to yourselves, like the regulars that pop in here all the time, Chuck and TJ, for sure, two guys that are in here a lot. The other people, I appreciate you, seeing you some new faces in here. It's going to be set as an instant premiere. I'm actually going to put my notes together tonight, wake up first thing in the morning, record it, and then set it to come out at 11:30. So more than likely, that's going to be set to come out at 11:30. And then if you're also subscribed to, the YouTube here, you'll see the Boys of Spring podcast, which will probably be released at like 10:30, this at 11:30. Hey, it's garage sale season, right? My edition, the rich neighborhoods in my area, also garage sale weekend. I have a golf cart. For those of you that don't follow me on Twitter, no, it's Vikings themed. It's got LED lights on it and stuff like that. It's legal to drive them on the road where I'm at because I'm outside of city limits. Look, guys, I'm going to be driving my golf cart from garage sale to garage sale in the neighborhood and then driving to the other neighborhoods. That's what I'm doing in the morning. I'm not going to lie. I'm going garage selling. That's why I'm not going to be, that's why we're not going to be doing the podcast. But family time, everything like that. So, you guys know how important it is. Make sure you're with your family and everything. Zay, always be watching. Appreciate you, man. G Baby following since the not gonna say that name, that era for sure, man. Appreciate you guys though, but I just wanted to I forgot to say the top of the line at the top of the show here, whatever. So tomorrow, pre-recorded Boys of Spring podcast with me and Ty the college guy. I'm telling you, if you're not in the Discord, come football season, there is no better college football handicapper than Ty. I think I'm very, very good at it too. Really good at alternate totals and money lines and putting little builders together and like QB yards. I mean, I think I'm very good at college football. Then NFL comes around. He is the greatest preseason football. Like you don't ever see anybody winning money on it like this guy does. So in the podcast, or I'm sorry, in the Discord for football season, it is literally going to be people like Joe, or it's going to be a movie, whatever. Like we're going to be good. But anyway, just wanted to make sure you guys knew those couple things real quick. And follow me on Twitter at LiveJoeBets. I'll make sure I certainly remind you guys, hey, live at 11:30, but pre-recorded instant premiere, whatever. So then I'll be back, should be back on Sunday. But my wife's back to work now and she has the weekends off. So, like we're generally trying to do something. Second play is going to be the Cardinals -1.5 versus the White Sox. Got it about -120 or something like that, depending on what book you're looking at. Not a lot to talk about on this one. Realistically, it's just, hey, look, I have a White Sox hat on and I put a White Sox shirt on just for this occasion. Where is the podcast? What do you mean, Chris? If you're talking about the Boys of Spring, it's on this YouTube. It's under the Lunchtime in the Lab. We just do it under mine. Back to fading the White Sox. All right. I didn't write it down. I was doing some reading about it. I think the White Sox have lost 8 straight away. They have only won 1 game away from home this year. All right. Back to fading the White Sox. They're away. They have, let's go. Clemson put up another run. We're rolling, guys. College baseball, man. I love it. They're away, and it seems like it could be a bullpen game. I am unfamiliar. This White Sox team is just so bad. I don't know what they're doing at times. What the hell's his name? I can't even think of the guy's name that is on the mound today. Let me pull FanDuel back up here real quick because I didn't write it down. Because it appears that we could have a bullpen game from the White Sox. Oh, yeah. I think it's Brad Keller. He's only pitched 1.2 innings so far. I don't know if that was in relief. Last year he certainly pitched much more than that. I don't know if he was a starter last year. I don't know if he's going like just be an opener, if he's going, 3 or 4 innings. If we are going bullpen, honestly, it doesn't matter. That's why I didn't look into it too much. I care that the Cardinals are throwing Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray is 3-1 with a 1.16 ERA. He has looked amazing in his first 3 starts. Last time out against the Mets, he gave up 4 runs. Only one of them was earned. I don't know what the situation was, an error or something like that. But the guys looked great. One of the better pitchers in the league. I will, of course, say, let me actually first say, this White Sox team, 29th batting average. Now, let me remind you that there's only 30 teams in the MLB. They are the 29th worst batting average in the league. They are last in on-base percentage. They are last in runs. They are last in slugging. I have a lot of White Sox hats. Close. This year was the first year that I decided I'm just going to wear any MLB hat because honestly, my team is terrible. I have a Reds hat and an Angels hat, and a Blue Jays hat, and I have a lot of AAA teams. Like my local team is called the 10 Caps. I have a couple of those hats because I'm bald, right? During the summer, I got to protect this head or I get burnt. Anyway, my team sucks. Okay. What's scary is that the Cardinals are pretty damn close to them in all of those stats. If it wasn't for the White Sox, maybe the Cardinals are the worst in some of these stats. But the Cardinals have a much higher ceiling than what the White Sox do. The Cardinals, I feel like, are grossly underperforming right now. The White Sox have been scrappy. If you follow me on Twitter, once again, at LiveJoeBets, I feel like every time I bet against the White Sox, I'll tweet out and I'll say, why are the White Sox amazing every time I bet against them? White Sox will come out and score 2 to 3 runs. And then, come the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, by the time we're into the bullpen, then, then the team ends up catching up. We have the Cardinals at home. If that happens again, whatever. Honestly, the White Sox at the early up promo could have possibly been a pretty damn solid look recently. They just swept the Rays. That was at home. Like I said, the Cardinals have a higher ceiling. The White Sox are the 29th ranked team in ERA. With a team ERA of 5.15. They also have a whip of the 29th worst whip, walks, hits, any pitch, how often they're putting a guy on every inning. That should certainly help these Cardinals bats out, in my opinion. So we're going to ride the Cardinals -1.5 for the second play. As usual here too, guys, before we move on to the third play, if you have not liked this video and you're watching on mobile, just pull the video down. I don't think you'll lose me. Hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, I think you can hit subscribe right off of there as well. Desktop, whatever, just hit the dang like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do me a favor and subscribe. I would love to do like a big giveaway when we hit 1,000 subscribers. But even if it's not even just subscribers, as long as people are just watching, just share, retweet it, whatever, this doesn't take, forever. Like every night before I go to bed, there you go, Daniel, love it, thanks for subscribe. Every night before I go to bed, I look at the matchups, try to figure out what I want to do. Then I'm up, at night with the baby. I'm kind of formulating it. I get up, I put it together. So this doesn't take me an incredible amount of time, but I certainly probably put in 2 hours a show, to be honest, into this, so reward that, and try to, try to help me out and hit the like button. Okay. TJ, trying to get him to hit the like button. Cardinals -1.5 if you missed the whole thing, because the White Sox suck, basically. That's the right up there. Going to the third play here. Third play is going to be off of what I think I want to happen. But before we do that, once again, if you guys have somebody that you think is going to be not a lock, because that doesn't exist. If you guys have somebody that you really like for a home run, go ahead and start thinking that up. Let me know, because I would love to put together a home run lotto today. Although we do have some sucky weather today. Like I've been looking at the weather in Cleveland. Like AccuWeather says it's a 60% chance of rain, and then weather.com or whatever just says it's cloudy. So I don't know, trying to figure out weather and stuff like that. I will tell you the Cubs have wind blowing in. Wrigley Field is very, very susceptible to the wind. So even though it's only 9 miles an hour, that wind blowing in is going to put a damper on things. And I think it's only like 50 degrees in Chicago today. So no home runs out of that game. Nobody say a home run in that game, because we're not doing it. Last play is going to be the Braves and the Dodgers over 9.5. Maybe gee, baby. You said McCutchen. You know what? I've seen this trend, and I was trying to remind myself this year to do it, and I need to look it up. But so Cody Bellinger has hit a home run on 420 the last 2 or 3 years in a row. McCutchen, when hey, look, if anybody's into this, no hate, right? But apparently there's a furry convention in Pittsburgh around at the same time every year. And in that series that convention is in town, McCutchen goes off, hits multiple home runs. It hits a home run every game. And it's happened multiple years in a row. So if anybody is hip to the jive, and when that convention comes to town, McCutchen's going to be the guy. McCutchen's going to be the guy to hit a home run. Maybe take him for 2 home runs, because it's happened multiple times in a row. Crazy. Anyway, Braves and Dodgers over 9.5. I think we bet it almost out of principle because of how strong these lineups are. There's a 30% boost on FanDuel. I think this game's perfect for it. Same game parlay boost. I mean, you have 2 great offenses. You have the first and second, highest batting averages, the first and third highest on base percentage, first and fifth runs, Fourth most home runs. Braves only 20th in home runs. Matt Olson sucks. Matt Olson doesn't know how to hit. Slugging, second and third highest. You have two offenses that lead, that are first and second, first and third, top five, whatever it is. You have two very, very good offenses going against each other. Both pitchers going today, pretty average. Not substantial, by no means aces of any sort. Charlie Morton, certainly the better pitcher. Guys getting older, losing some velocity on the fastball. 2-0 with the 3.60 ERA. Had a pretty good outing against Cleveland last time. Before that, though, he gave up 2 runs to the Rangers in 6 innings. He gave up 6 runs to Miami, the Marlins in 5 innings pitched, and he gave up 4 runs to the Mets in 5. He's been banged up by much worse lineups than this Dodgers lineup. Giving up 4 to the Mets. So he's given up 10 runs to the Marlins and the Mets, who offensively they're certainly not known for their offensive stats. The Dodgers on the other side obviously are. So I think that they can get to Morton in this spot. On the other side, you have Gavin Stone with a 2-1, 4.68. Once again, he had a good outing, but it was against the Blue Jays. And I hate to knock the Blue Jays when I'm quite literally on a play for the Blue Jays today. But the Blue Jays bats have been cold. And there's just times where they just can't figure it out. Knock on wood or whatever, that, Patrick Corbin Day is going to change that for us. Before that game against the Blue Jays, which once again, not awesome offensively, he had given up 2, 5, and 3 runs given up in his first 4 starts. Once again, those were against much less potent offenses than what the Braves can offer. We are looking at the 2 best offenses in baseball. The Braves, I think, is the best offense in baseball. The Dodgers certainly have the potential to be the second best, although they're frustrating and I hate to bet on them at times. You know what? I just hope this is a shootout. What time is this game? This game doesn't start until 10-11. So that sucks because that's so late. It's not going to get over until 1 o'clock or something, 1:30. If it's if there's a lot of runs, it might not go over at 2 a.m. for me. Like I said, I'm gonna stay up a little later and put my show together tonight. So I guess it works out. If it's not raining, sit outside, get a little propane fire thing, and hang out there in the laptop or something like that. But I don't think it's unreasonable to be looking at a 5-5 tie. Going into late innings, 7th or 8th inning or something like that. We need 10 runs. Obviously, that's going to hit. If we're at a 4-4 type game, obviously we're guaranteed another run would put us at 9. That's wouldn't be a push. If there was a 9 out there, I would be pretty hype about a 9. But I doubt that I'm going to look on DraftKings just to make sure. I'd feel a lot better about a 9 instead of messing with the hook. And a lot of times, people will buy it down when I give these plays out in the Discord. I know sometimes they'll buy the hook down or take it from 9 to an 8.5 or something like that. So I don't see a 9 though. It doesn't look like, at least on FanDuel and DraftKings. I'm not going to search everywhere while we're in front of you guys here. But I think that I think there's going to be a lot of runs. I just do. Looking at Ballpark Pow 2, they have their simulations or whatever. They have it as a green play, a light green play. Their dark green plays obviously are their higher runs or whatever. They have the Blue Jays team total as a dark green, as in it's over their whatever the projection or their mean is. So that's good for that Blue Jays play. But we'll ride Braves and Dodgers over 9.5. So we'll recap here and get the podcast audio out of here. And I see Chris. I'll read that here in a second. Got a play down for the home run lotto here. Let me do the recap for audio, and then you guys hang out. We'll put together this home run parlay, and then we'll plan on hitting one. Dang it, because this weather is getting better outside of some of these rainy games, and hopefully we see some turnaround. So to recap for the podcast. For the visual side here on YouTube and those that are listening, a reminder for those of you that listen and purely listen, I'm talking on only listening type apps, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, stuff like that. Please, 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 please reach out to me on Twitter at LiveJoeBets. Come over to YouTube. And leave a comment on literally any video and let me know that you're like actively listening to the podcast instead of watching it on YouTube. Because like I said, I'm getting to the point of if I don't have to continue to pay for this, and then B, it's it is extra work, and the views are substantially down from since when it was just an audio podcast first, transitioning to the visual side. Anyway, first play is going to be the Blue Jays. First 5 team total over 2.5. The second play is Cardinals -1.5. And then the third play is the Braves and the Dodgers over 9.5. As always, I'm your host, Lunchtime in the Lab. We brought to you every day. Thanks so much for listening. And be sure to follow me on social medias at LiveJoeBets. And I will see you guys back tomorrow. So, what is this? Single to right field, advanced to second on a throwing error, advanced to third, scored on the error. That's college baseball for you. These kids scoring on an error. All right, let's talk home runs. All right, what'd you say, Chris? Francisco Lindor, Savali, 1.9. Yeah, he's been giving up a lot of home runs per 9. When 13 mile an hour is blowing out to right, take a lefty. Lindor, Stewart, solid plays. Lindor hasn't been hitting very well from left, though. Has he? Or has he fixed that? Because I'm pretty sure, I know within like it was probably 2 weeks ago, I had taken him because he was facing a lefty because he's been hitting better from right, if I'm not mistaken. Not to honestly, like when you do these home run lottos, literally anything can happen. Like it's like, yeah, like you can have all the, what the fuck? What am I trying to say? All the advantage that you think you have or whatever. So Daniel, I definitely think we need to take somebody. I think we need to take a Blue Jay. Justin Turner is kind of my first lean. Let's see. Savali is a righty though, right, Chris? Yeah, he is. So Lindor's got 4 home runs against righties. He's got 4 home runs against righties. But okay, yeah. I feel, yeah, I'm not against Lindor. Well, I'll add him to the list here. Where are they playing? Tampa Bay's a dome though, right? Or is it one of those open air domes? Is Tampa Bay the umbrella one where wind does still actually get through? I think it is. Well, now you're changing it up. Dude, what about JD Martinez? Has JD Martinez hit a home run yet? JD Martinez is hitting ball hard. Let me see something. I'm pretty sure, guys. I'm pretty sure that Rays stadium is like, it is a dome, but I swear it's open. It's like an umbrella. If I'm maybe I'm thinking about a different stadium, but like it's still like kind of open air, so it can still get kind of gusty. I could be like dead wrong. One of the stadiums is described as an umbrella, and I'm pretty sure it's the Rays Stadium. Pitching, home runs. Trying to see. Nola gives up a lot of home runs. Savali gives up 6. I mean, he's tied for 14th. It isn't close, but I swear you still get like a wind or something like that. we we don't know what we're talking about. Okay. I, I'm adding. I like JD Martinez because dude, I don't think he's hit a home run yet, and the dude's. I mean, he's been hitting the ball good. Now we need to find a Blue Jay because of Patrick Corbin. Although I don't think Patrick Corbin has been giving up a ton of home runs. Like the league leaders are both have 10. And if we go to Patrick Corbin, he goes up 4. So Patrick Corbin doesn't give up an insane amount of home runs. But against a lefty, Justin Turner, how many home runs does he have versus a lefty? Because like I said, he's batting 500 against a lefty. He's only got 1 home run. Somebody said Vlad. I think I'm probably good with Vlad. Vlad doesn't have any home runs against a lefty though. Once again, though, like I said, like we can always think we like stuff. Vlad is 1 for 3 against Patrick Corbin with just a single, and he has not hit a home run against a lefty this year. So I don't think I like that. And then Turner, I think, does have the history. Turner's hit 2 home runs against them and then bats 381. Yeah, I mean, we want to. This is democracy. We'll add Justin Turner to the list because, I mean, he was kind of coming in like Justin Turner was one of my favorite ones, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, TJ would know, huh? Baez, man, I can't back that dude. Homer's just in general. If you look at like ballpark pal, like Homer's the ball's just not traveling like just in general. Who said somebody said something about Freddie? I definitely noticed Freddie's history. Who said that? I swear I just seen it. Oh, there you go. Chuck did. Freddie Freeman hits Morton, good 3 home runs, 500 average. And I think there's gonna be a lot of runs there. We'll add him to the list too. And then we can just subtract off of it. Gosh, Freddie hasn't been hitting home runs though, has he? He's plus 520 to hit home run. But when you have that familiarity, though, it's, like something's going to happen. Clemson's got bases loaded, by the way, with 2 outs. They better get some runs here. I'm going to be upset. All right. What else? Soto. You mentioned Soto. Let me see something. Let me pull up the ballpark pal thing here again real fast. I forgot the Reds game. The Reds game has a 25% chance of a home run or whatever today. Really though, because I mean the Red Stadium is always like that. So like, there's nobody really on the Reds that I would trust to hit a home run, but like, I mean Oriole maybe wouldn't be a bad idea either. And then it says the wind's blowing out at Dodger Stadium. There is like rain in Ohio though, but like I mean it'll just void. That's my attitude about it today. Like I'm probably gonna play the Guardians money line, but like it's gonna void. TJ's always on Mountcastle. One of these times Mountcastle's gonna do something. Hunter Green though, I don't Let me see something. Not that it matters. I don't think he gives up a lot of home runs, though, does he? Reds. 2. He's giving up 2. But I mean, he throws the ball so hard. I mean, the ball, you don't get out of there. Santander. Let's look up. It's like part of me says like I always like just default to Gunner. Was it Santander? Isn't that how you're supposed to say it? That's not how my brain says it. He's got 2 home runs against lefties and righties, so like it doesn't really matter. He hits lefties better. Hunter Green's a righty. He only bats 179 against righties. Gunner with an A. Gunner's got 7 home runs against righties. I would lean. That's the thing. Like I talked about it before. Like there you go. Clemson scored on a wild pitch. That's college baseball for you. We want that though. Sometimes the chalk plays aren't a bad idea, you know. So, all right, let's trim our list of 4 down to 3, and then we can get you guys out of here. For those of you who are still here. There's still like 17 people in here. I got JD Martinez. Let me look at like JD's stats because I'm really just kind of going off the top of my head with him. Dude's due though, hasn't hit one yet this year. I mean, he's batting 333 already, and just a few. He does strike out a lot though. Jordan Alvarez is broken right now. Like I don't know if you watched that game yesterday. Like I actually watched the majority of that game. Let's go. Clemson's up 5-1. I watched the majority of that game. Dude, just swinging it like shit's in the dirt, man. Trying to Gary Sheffield it. Okay. JD Martinez, Justin Turner, Freddie Freeman, Anthony Santander, I think is how you pronounce his name. I forgot I still had this dude's thing up here. That's plus 64,000. Look, I can't hit a 3-leg when we can't do a 4-leg. Can't do it. Which one do we take out? Part of me leans Freddie just because his odds are plus 500. Dude, Ohtani doesn't do anything for me ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. I've never seen that guy get a hit. I don't think he gets hits. It's a simulation. Anytime I've watched it or tracked it on FanDuel or as like a StatCast or something like that, no. TJ, you think take JD out? We're trying to do the 10K challenge, and the guy I'm doing it with it says he likes Freddie Freeman to get a hit. So I mean that makes you feel good, right? Who are we talking about? Who hits foul balls 113? Alvarez. Alvarez hits the ball hard all the time. So I mean, yeah, if you wanted to go like chalk, you could go. You could go like Gunner. Who's pitching against the Astros? Oh, Kirby? Nah. God. Oh, who? He's struggling to catch up to fastballs. Tony Jordan? All right, executive decision, and it's plus 10,000. Like I said, like literally, like a home run lotto. Like, Ballpark Pal has Davis Schneider as like an 80% increase in chance to hit a home run today. TJ, I don't know how you feel about that, but it's like, it's so difficult. It's literally taking a shot in the dark, unfortunately. Like it's sometimes you're getting lucky. Sometimes those Judge, Gunnar Henderson, and Otani bets, play out and it's plus, 5,000 or something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and just run these three: Martinez, Turner, and Santander. That's it. I think I saw Varsho up there as well. Let's go. Clemson's up 7-1. Okay, that's going to be it. That's what we're running. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, it's just for fun anyway, Yeah. So, to recap, for those of y'all still here, Blue Jays first shot team total over 2.5, Cardinals minus 1.5, Braves Dodgers over 9.5. The home run lotto for today: JD Martinez, Justin Turner, Santander. And then a reminder that tomorrow we get the Boys of Spring podcast that will be pre-recorded. And then this podcast as well is going to be pre-recorded. So like I said, y'all can still hop in and everything like that. You guys can still hop in and chat and everything, amongst yourselves. But then, then I'll be back to normal probably on Sunday. Chris, I mean, I would lean Arkansas, but they're like 4-5 at home or 5-4, one of those two things. So, like, they're not that great away, and Kentucky's pretty scrappy. So, Hagen Smith is good. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, it's just you look at their away record, and it's not fantastic. Nearly even, and I think it's 5-4. So, like, I looked at it, and it wasn't enough for me to like want to like. I just didn't feel good enough betting it. Yeah, but then he's only hit like 2 home runs this year, 3, and he's batting like 0.1 something or something like that. So I don't know, maybe Babe Schneider, if that's what you just called him. Schneider, yeah. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna close it out. We've been here for a minute. I need some lunch, man. I keep forgetting I'm doing this podcast late. It's almost 1:00. So like I said, anyway, tomorrow's gonna be pre-recorded, and then Sunday should be back to normal. A&M should win. I have A&M to win it all. And like this, Celtics to win it, Braves to win the World Series, like this long thing or whatever. I have A&M also winning the college championship. Right. I'm gonna close it out. Appreciate you guys. You'll see me tomorrow. I won't see you, and then I'll be back on Sunday, more than likely for normal. And Clemson's up 7-1. So we're rolling in the Discord. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, Sunday.